Hello, good morning. We are here again, back with the chapter number 2, the remaining part. The name of the chapter was Internet Services and the Mobile Technologies. So, we are going to continue with the remaining part of your chapter number 2. What all we are going to discuss, let's see over here: remote login and FTP, then web series, followed by social networking and mobile technologies. So, these four topics were left in the previous class. We were through to the introduction, then information retrieval, then email services using search engine and FTP protocols. So this all we have discussed in the part 1 video. We are going to continue with this remaining part. So let's come to the topic directly. We are going to start with the remote login FTP. So in the previous chapter we have seen and we have discussed about file transfer protocol. So in this section we shall be talking about what all: the telnet, secure cell protocol, secure copy and secure FTP, file transfer protocol. What is telnet? We have discussed in the last video also. So telnet is an internet utility that lets you log onto your remote computer system. Thing is that how it works, how the telnet works. So to connect to the remote server via telnet, you find following procedure happen. First thing that using telnet client software on your computer system, your computer system makes a connection to a telnet server over internet. Second, once your telnet client establishes a connection to the remote host, your client becomes a virtual terminal, allowing you to communicate with the remote host from your computer. And finally, now you can type telnet based access command on the telnet client computer, which are then sent to the remote telnet server, and the telnet server act accordingly. So this was all about the telnet and how it works. Next one you find is your secure cell protocol. So secure cell protocol is a remote login protocol that's log into your remote machine via a cell where all data between the client and server is encrypted. Next is your secure copy. There are protocols that allow to copy files between two servers or two connected machines over internet. SCP is a secure copy. In one such protocols, the SCP protocols allow you to transmit file from one machine to another over internet with encryption benefit of SSH. Next one, secure FTP. So secure FTP is a file transfer protocol but is secure contrary to unsecure FTP. So secure transfer protocol ensure data safety. That is the important point over here. So SFTP requires that the client user must be authenticated by the server and the data transfer must take place over a secure channel, that is your SSH. Second, all data is encrypted before being sent across the network. And last one, SFTP encrypts both commands and data, providing effective protection against common network security risk. So these 3 points you find FTP is doing while transmitting the data. Web services. Web services are the services, or you can say applications, available via web through the use of some special protocols. So we find there are different types of web services which we are using. One of them is your chat. So online textual talk is called chatting. Another one is your chat room, where you find a chat room is a website or a part of some online services that provides online venue for communities of users with a common interest to communicate in a real time. And we find here commonly used types of chats are there. So here we are using instant messaging IM, then ICQ means ICQ, then IRC followed by web-based chat. So they are commonly these types of chat are being used. The next we find it's a video conferencing. You know what is the meaning of video conferencing? A two-way video phone conversation among multiple participants is called video conferencing. Here you find where these are used. Basically, you find their area of application where you find video conferencing is being mostly used. So in the business, in the distance learning, in media, news channels, you can say, then telecommunication with the clients and legal environment. There are many more, but there are few we have taken here. Also, we can say telemedicine also is over there. So there are a lot area where you find video conferencing is being used nowadays. Advantages and disadvantages of video conferencing. When it comes to advantages, saves travel cost and travel time, allow conducting meeting across the globe. You can see people as well as hear them, and good for brainstorming. Disadvantages, additional cost of video conferencing, specific hardware and software requirement. Reliable, fast data link is needed to conduct video conferencing. And if the hardware breaks down for any reason, they cannot attend the meeting. E-learning. Electronic learning refers to the learning that takes place in an electronically simulated environment. So they are the benefits of e-learning. It's you find here major benefits. Reduces overall cost. E-learning is self-directed and self-paced. E-learning is interactive and hands-on. E-learning is flexible, consistent delivery, and easy manageable. They are the benefits of e-learning. There's some application area where e-learning is being used. A setup is there. So e-learning courseware, e-classes, assessment, e-simulations, game-based behavioral development, learning supports, social and collaborative learning, and massive open online courses are the application area, or you can say formal setup is over there that can be used. Then e-learning softwares are there which make your teaching very easy, or you can say for any author. Means that there is a software platform that can be used or that can be utilized. So there are some software model, eFront, seminars, Skillshares, etc. are the software which can be used or which are used for e-learning software. Next is your e-banking. So availing the banking services through electronic means by internet is called e-banking. You don't need to go to the bank for opening your account. You don't need to go to the bank for doing transactions. A mobile is there, a technology through which you can operate your bank using this e-banking facility. Next you find e-shopping, where you find buying and selling of the good taken place, or you can say the process of shopping done over the internet is called online shopping, or you can say e-shopping. So it makes easy, we don't need to visit market and we can buy the things. Then next you find is your e-governance, where you find e-governance refers to the application of the electronic means in the governance with an aim of fulfilling the requirement of the common man at a affordable cost and in the very fast possible manner. So this setup has been uh, there, and you find it's 24 hours 7 days in a week. You'll find this facility is available to the common man, followed by your e-group, where you find a community will come. An e-group refers to online community where people discuss on a topic of common interest. One more is there, that is called e-reservation. So making reservation of tickets or hotel rooms or tourist package etc. through internet is called your e-reservation. Social networking. Social networking is the use of internet-based social media programs to make connection with the friends, family, classmates, customers, and client. So social networking sites are basically Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, MySpace, etc. And there are the advantage of your social networking sites. Easy to connect with the people, interactive involvement, easy to hold discussion and collect opinions, bring more awareness, and there are disadvantages also. Misuse of the data, information posted by innocent user, credibility of the information. You find nowadays fake informations are scrolling. Then fake profile, people are preparing to bully someone and trolling also. Then peer pressure is there, followed by irresponsible behavior of the person. Mobile technology is the last topic. You find mobile technology is a form of technology that enable people to use it wherever and anytime, in mostly used in cellular communication, other related areas. So most common used mobile technologies are SMS short message services, then multimedia messaging services MMS, then third generation and fourth generation. This third and fourth generation mobile communication technology through which you can connect to internet and go, and this offers different data rates for downloading and uploading the files on internet. So we are through to this chapter. Okay, thank you.